We're gonna be safe and sound tonight.
Hey, here's some deep dive inflation data, because I was talking about the gold and silver standard with some interested parties in Arkology. So I've probably done this, I know I've done this math before, but I probably made at least one video on it. But the math following this is new, I promise you. So here's your gold price, $1,800 today. This is your historical gold to silver ratio, 1 to 16. Meaning a remonetized silver price today would be $112 per ounce. Now, the silver dollar is not a troy ounce. I don't know why they use troy ounces. It's stupid. But they use troy ounces now. It's 31 grams. A silver dollar is 27 or something like that. So you do the math. A silver dollar is 0.77 troy ounces, which is dumb. So, yeah, troy ounces is stupid, but I don't know. Whatever. $1 in 1912, because this is the year we're using, just because the twos line up 110 years. And I have the data for it right here. This is our wages for 1907 to 1912 for a wide range of jobs. So anyway, inflation adjusted, $1 in 1912 is $87 today. You just multiply these two together. Now, this is a wage of X cents per hour. 35 cents, 45 cents to 60 cents. This is the range here, with 40 cents being the general average, what it seems like. I didn't actually average them, but it looks like 40. So that's about $35 an hour was what the average laborer was being paid in 1912. Now, what's the average laborer getting paid today? It's actually $20 an hour, if you look it up, is the average wage. So, but if you're making like 45, that's $39 an hour. Now, wait a second. In 1912, they did not have income tax, payroll tax, or social security tax. So you factor in those three taxes, that $35 an hour at 40 cents an hour is now $50 an hour. That's the equivalent of what the average laborer was making in 1912. If you are... Yeah, most of them are about 40, it looks like. 40 is pretty much average. There's not really many above 45, which is 56 cents an hour. So, moving on to the next form of calculation. This is converting to hours these 1912 prices. So we have our median home price, we have the price of a gallon of gas, and the price of a loaf of bread. Now you just take the average from above, your 40 cents an hour, converting to hours using this rate. You have 6,875 hours for a home price, 0.18 for a gallon of gas, 0.13 for a loaf of bread. Makes sense so far? This is where it gets a little bit confusing. Sorry, guys. So we have our average wages in 2022 before tax. This is where you select your average laborer. So let's say your average laborer is working $20 an hour. That means 6,875 hours of labor converted. This includes tax too. I factored in tax. Converted works out to be a home price in 1912. Keeping this ratio equal. Keeping this ratio and this ratio equal. Works out to be $95,000 for your median home price. Gallon of gas, $2.43, which is pretty affordable. I mean, it was like $2 when Trump was president, right? So that's in the same range. And then a loaf of bread, $1.75. Now, I just Look these up. $347,000 for median home price presently. This is actually last year, which is brutal and horrible. Gallon of gas, $3.30. Loaf of bread, 99 cents. This is for the generic. This is store brand. And they may or may not be selling this brand specifically at a mild loss. The grocery store. I'm not sure. They could be. I've heard they do this. It's very possible. Anyway, $20 an hour. This means home prices in the last 110 years are inflation adjusted. This is inflation adjusted, of course. The whole point of this math. Inflation adjusted up 263%. Gasoline prices up 36%. This is not that surprising because we're slowly running out of gasoline, right? And then this also is not very surprising because food is so cheap today, down 43%. And keep in mind, the Gilded Age saw the price of food plummet with the mechanization of factories and food production, the mechanization of farming, the mechanization of transportation. So the Gilded Age saw food prices absolutely collapse, and they've collapsed an additional 43% adjusted for inflation over the last 110 years. But this is what's destroying society right here. This is what my channel is all about. 263%. Destroying society. Destroying the economy. And look at the size of this purchase. 6,875 hours. Like, if the price of if the price of My Little Pony figurines went up 260%, I wouldn't really care, because that's not necessary for survival, and that's not the largest price that you make in society. But homes are necessary for survival, and they are the largest purchase you make in your lifetime. So the fact that home values are up 260% after you adjust for inflation is disgusting. The 36% for gas, I'm not even worried about it, because gas is $80 a month. So 36% of $80 a month is $25 a month. That's not really the end of the world. But if you're talking about your rent, that's $1,000 a month and it's up 260%. But yeah, very powerful math. $95,000 for a house in 1912. I mean, we need to get that back. We need to see that again. And in Arkology, my pod video, if you missed it, my pods could be as little as $7,000, $7,000 to $10,000 in that range. They're pods though, so not the greatest luxury in the world. They'll get very depressing after a while. But even the lower class apartments in Arkology are probably in the $30,000 to $40,000 range, which is a huge improvement over the $95,000 1912 price, which is a huge improvement over the present $350,000. So $350,000 to the huge improvement to the Gilded Age price, to the huge improvement to the modest lower class 2 bedrooms of Arkology, to the huge improvement to the pods. And if you want to have a huge improvement from the pods, you're just going to have to live in a tent or something, because it doesn't get much better than $7,000 for an apartment with no property tax and no heat bills, and your electric bills are probably going to be, $20 a month for electric, because all you really have is a light and a computer, some LEDs, a light and a computer, and a microwave. And I don't even know if you would have a meter for the pods. It just seems like a waste. Maybe you would just take the electricity for all of the pods and then just average them. I don't know. It's a tough question for that. But anyway, I don't want to digress too much. I hope you really enjoyed this inflation math. I've done this before. I've done this several times. This math is new, and this math is new, and this math is new. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I've done this math like 5 times. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned a lot, and share this with everyone you know, because then you can prove to them that the Gilded Age people were making $50 an hour and houses were $95,000. Actually, I don't know if these stack. I don't know if you can actually stack those. I think it's one or the other. I think this is a reflection. The 95,000 is a reflection of this. Although I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's it. Don't want to drag it on too long. Thank you, and have a nice day.